Good morning. I am going to be gone all day, so I'm not going to record a what I eat in a day video, but I am making a dish for my family to have for either lunch or dinner today, whatever they decide that they want to have. It's a new recipe, so I'm going to make it and I'm also going to try it just because I want you to know what I think about it. And then I also have some coffee syrup that I got for Christmas, so I'm going to tell you what I think of that too. In my pan here, I have 1.5 pounds of 93% lean ground beef. I will leave the recipe in the description below. I am making 1.5 recipes of this right now. So I got my meat most of the way cooked through. There is still pink in here, but I'm going to cook it some more, so I'm not going to worry about it. The recipe actually says to cook it till it's cooked all the way through, but I find that then I have overcooked meat. So I'm going to add to this a um, 4.5 cloves of garlic. So I'm just going to use this pre-minced garlic. So that's going to be 1 tablespoon plus half a teaspoon. And then I need 1.5 teaspoons of ginger. So I've got this minced ginger here that I'm going to use. And I'll get these mixed in and just continue to cook this until it is cooked like all the way through. The recipe says to cook it for, I think it says like 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. It's really to help get the bitterness of the uh, garlic out, like to cook it out. That's what we're doing. I don't know that you need a full 4 minutes, but I'll just cook it until it gets cooked through. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to get the other ingredients together. So I have 3/8 of a cup of some soy sauce here. I'm going to add to it 1 teaspoon of oil. This is sesame oil. The recipe calls for, with the 1.5 recipe that I'm making, it calls for 3 teaspoons of sesame oil. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but that's just going to be too much. Like for one, if I were eating it, I wouldn't want that much oil just because I am on a fat loss journey. And then also because my daughter has acid reflux. And so I don't want to add a bunch of fat to her food because she won't be able to eat it if I do that. So I am using less oil than the recipe calls for. I also need a 1/4 cup plus, I think it's half a tablespoon. Yeah, plus half a tablespoon of brown sweetener. So I'm just putting this, like you're supposed to add it in the next step. I'm just putting it all together in the measuring cup because then it's all ready and I can just dump it right in. And actually, this is looking really good. I'm going to change my tools so that I have the best tool for the job, which will be an actual mixing spoon. So then I'm going to add this in. Now, the original recipe does also call for, you know what, I'm going to stir this because that brown sweetener just kind of settled to the bottom. It does also call for some red pepper flakes, which I would love in this dish. But because of acid reflux and then just my other family members just don't handle very much heat very well, so I'm not going to add in the red pepper flakes. And then I just cook this and stir it until it thickens up a bit. So the recipe says about 3 minutes. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to get some pickled cucumber together. So this is one English cucumber. And I'm going to add to it some rice vinegar. This is kind of what we'll use as the topping. The original recipe does call for like frying up some rice. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper, some cauliflower rice, but I don't want to take that step. I'm not in the mood to like go through that work. And honestly, I'm not sure that my family will enjoy it anyway. So I'm not going to do that. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt here. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of regular monk fruit allulose blend sweetener. And then I'll just give this all a stir together. And I am going to be leaving in about an hour. So I will stir this again, probably like twice before I leave, just to kind of help all of these cucumbers get into some of that liquid and kind of get that pickling going. Okay, I have let this cook. It has reduced down a bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this off and I'll give it a try before I get it in my refrigerator. Wow, that has so much flavor to it. I am really, really impressed. Like, yeah, it's really good. I think I balanced the saltiness a little bit, maybe with a little more sweetener, but that's because I also didn't add in the red pepper flakes. So maybe if you had the red pepper flakes in there, that would kind of help balance that out a little bit more. But it is really good. I'm actually really surprised at how much flavor is in that dish. If I were having it, I would have it with some of the pickled cucumber and maybe some like crushed up peanuts on top. Like it, it would be really, really good. Okay, so then I'm gonna try. My sweet mother-in-law got for me this. Coffee flavoring. It's vanilla almond from Skinny Mixes. So zero calories, zero sugar, which isn't completely true, right? I mean, there's no sugar, but like if I have a lot of it, I would end up with some calories, but it's so low that it doesn't count it. The bottle says to add 2 tablespoons to your coffee, but because I'm not a huge fan of sweet, I'm only going to start with 1 tablespoon if I can get it open. This bottle is actually really hard to get open. It was hard to get like the outer wrapping off, took me forever, and then that little thing. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to add just a tablespoon, and I am going to wait to add in. Sorry, I can't always multitask very well here. I'm going to wait to add in my whey protein powder and my collagen peptides. I will add these, but right now, because I want to kind of get the true flavor of the syrup, I'm going to wait. Yeah, that's decent. I definitely am glad that I only put 1 tablespoon in. Like it's fairly sweet, but it's not with that 1 tablespoon in my coffee. It's not overly sweet, so I like that. And I do think I don't order almond flavoring. I don't like it in like my coffee. I don't like almond milk in my coffee. Like I don't like it. So I was a little unsure, but mixed with the vanilla, I actually like it. I think it kind of like gives an earthiness to the vanilla flavoring, but then there's still that kind of like classic vanilla sweetness in there. Yeah, that's good. So I am going to add my collagen peptides and whey protein powder to this because I need to make sure I get my protein in today. Quick update on the coffee syrup. After I added my protein powder, my whey protein powder, and my collagen peptides, I like it even more. I'm actually really surprised. Like, I almost think it's something I could drink every day. I won't because I don't want to get used to like a sweet flavor, but it's really good after I have added my protein powders.